Namaste, Jai Bharat. Why should there be this religious conflict? Whatever we see today is based on religious conflict. I would say that's because each religion says that I am right and you are wrong. My God is the only God and your God is a spurious one. And whatever my religion says is the only right thing and all others are obviously wrong. This is a common premise to such religions, especially Semitic religions. You leave alone Bharatiya Dharmas. Fundamentally, Dharma is not religion, and religion can't be called as Dharma. Religion is translated, Dharma is translated as religion into English for want of another term. Otherwise, the connotations as well as denotations both are poles apart, entirely different. Another thing that leads Semitic traditions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, the promises of reward that God makes and the threat originating from fear of punishment in hell. Promises of rewards in heaven and fear of punishment in hell. These are the two other driving forces. One positively, one negatively, both shall drive you towards one direction. And when it goes to another level of extreme, these are all kind of extreme, but when it goes to extremity, the seat in heaven gets assured when you convert a non-believer to one's own religion. And the more you do that, the more ensured a seat shall be in heaven. So this is a common rule. We look at the Bharatiya Dharmas. I will use the word Dharma because religion is not an appropriate word to stand for what you think as religion in Bharat. That is the Hindu Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, Jain Dharma, Bauddha Dharma and Sikh Dharma, of course. Here, first of all, there is no question of heaven and hell, number one. Number two, there is no question of a God. And obviously, no question of one God. You talk about Sanatana Dharma, that I'll do last. In Jain Dharma, they are not concerned about God at all, and they don't even discuss about God. Some of the Jain scholars are vehemently opposed to the concept of a creator God. That is same with all, but in different languages they say. So they are not concerned about with God. Then what is their aspiration? They don't believe in heaven. Nobody in Bharat believes in heaven and hell. The Swarga is not heaven. Swarga is Devloka, where the deities are supposed to live. Deities are not gods in capital letters. We call them as gods in small letters. A copy of that is available with the Greek Hellenistic religion, and the Greek Hellenistic religion is a copy of Sanatana Dharma of Bharat. If you look at it, you will understand it, and you know which came first and which came second, and which had gone extinct and which is still surviving. So that capital G God doesn't exist for any of this. For the Jains, as I said, your aspiration is Kaivalya, not salvation. Salvation is or atonement, salvation, etc. That is you are entering heaven. Like the Christian's Lord Prayer goes, Our Father in heaven, holy be thy name. So they believe that there is a personal God. The belief is in personal God, who is a person, who is there in heaven, and according to your deeds he will be judged and then taken to heaven or permitted to enter heaven. And if you have bad deeds, you are pushed to hell. This is a simple concept, but that's not the case. In Jain Dharma, I am telling that because I would like to speak of Sanatana Dharma later, little more complicated actually. Your desideratum is Kaivalya. Kaivalya is to attain the state of Tirthankara. I don't have time to explain more than this. Then come to Bauddha Dharma. Similar thing. They also don't believe in God. Their objective is Nirvana. Nirvana is to become like Tathagata or a Tathagata itself. Same for Jains also. 6. They also don't have concept of God. Their desideratum is to follow a good life as instructed by the gurus they have, and be with Guru or be like Guru. Gurudom is what does everything for them. To attain Gurudom is attaining moksha, or attaining the status of Guru, which of course is a mukta status. Then Sanatana Dharma. There is no question of God here also. Sanatana Dharma speaks of one reality. We have 6 philosophical system in Bharat. Maybe I speak about it later, already 6 minutes. So the aspiration of a Hindu is to become mukta, to attain moksha. Moksha is not given. Moksha is not given. Whereas salvation is given. It is in the great rahmat of Rahmatullah, or in the infinite mercy of a benevolent God. It's same for all. Same for all the 3. So salvation is granted. No matter how good you are, no matter how you struggle, it has to come from the divine. It has to get granted from the divine. On the other hand, for Hindus and for all others in Bharat, it's not granted by anybody. God plays no role. There's no concept of God, first of all, for God to have any role to play. It's what you earn. Moksha is attained. Attained means you earn. There are many methods of attaining moksha, not just one. Praying and worshipping is just one. Knowledge is another. Sangeeta, music is another. They call music as Nada Brahma. And if you are capable, you can invent your own method of transcendence. They call us techniques of transcendence technically. Many techniques of transcendence. Controlling sense organs, releasing sense organs to their freedom, both involved in that. So there are many methods to transcend this world, to attain moksha. And moksha is not a life after death. Moksha is to cease to exist. And if it is in Hindu Dharma, moksha is a cessation of existence and getting rid of the vitiation of birth, death, rebirth cycle. Birth, death, rebirth cycle is called vicious cycle. It happens because you haven't lived a proper life. You have to be born again to refine yourself more until you are perfectly refined to become one with that ultimate reality. Now, I should just conclude very fast. Everyone must have learned these 2 laws of physics in your younger days in school. Law of conservation of energy, law of conservation of matter. That says, I'll try to make it fast. The quantity of both energy and matter remains constant in the universe, cosmos, and it is neither created nor destroyed. But no, it exists in different forms. And it keeps changing forms. No form is permanent. They exist in many forms. And whenever they keep changing forms, neither both energy and matter lost nor gained. The quantum remains constant. This is moksha. You have come from that ultimate reality. You do not know what were you before your birth. Don't you think it is common sense that you shall be what you had been in the past before your birth? You do not know, and you will also not know after what happens to death. How can you hope for immortality if you don't remember about a stage where you lived before you actually live in this mundane common world, which you don't accept as real. Of course, the Vedantis accept this world as unreal with different reason and logic, not the kind of logic and reasons which one speaks of, which you speak of, which I don't have time to explain right now, maybe some other time. So, and again, the Sankhya philosophy says similar, same thing. Sankhya speaks of two principles, Purusha and Prakriti. Consider the Prakriti as matter and Purusha as energy. The whole thing falls in line. Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya is the school of Bharati Darshana. And the Mimamsa will teach you don't accept anything until something is convinced. No authority until you are convinced that's an authority. That's one of our prime philosophy among the 6 darshanas. So, none of the dharmas in Bharat would insist that you do this to get this. Even the very popular Bhagavad Gita, where Bhagavan Sri Krishna advises, gives a lengthy teaching to Arjuna. After everything he says, Arjuna, I told whatever I want to tell you. Now it's up to you to take it or leave it. Accept or not accept it. It is up to you. Don't you think this is the ultimate in freedom? Ultimate in freedom? Instead of getting bound, compelled, coerced, threatened, etc. by a religion, and religion by itself maybe not doing anything, the autochthons of religion, the authorities of religion, the custodians of religion, they play havoc, and why you let that happen? Please think and try to be free. Just think. If you don't want to think, you're free again. I like Sri Krishna said, I have told you what I feel like it. Now it's up to you to take it or leave it. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.